The year was 1930. America and the world faced tough times. Jobs were scarce and money was tight. Yet America decided to put up a wall, not a real wall, but a wall of taxes called tariffs. These tariffs were designed to protect American businesses by making foreign goods more expensive. The idea was that if people had to pay more for things from overseas, they would buy American-made products instead. This law, called the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, was signed in June 1930. At first, some people applauded. They believed it would save American jobs. However, other countries did not like these new tariffs. They retaliated by raising their own tariffs on American goods. This tariff war had a devastating effect on global trade. Countries stopped buying from each other, and the world economy spiraled downward. What started as an attempt to protect American jobs ended up hurting everyone, including the very people it was supposed to help. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act had a swift and brutal impact on American businesses, especially those that relied on exports. With foreign markets effectively closed off, orders dried up, and factories that once hummed with activity fell silent. The steel industry, a symbol of American might, was hit particularly hard. Automakers too saw their sales plummet as foreign markets disappeared. As factories shut down, millions of workers found themselves unemployed, adding to the growing ranks of the jobless and deepening the economic despair. With businesses failing and unemployment soaring, many Americans faced a daily struggle for survival. Paychecks, once a reliable source of income, were gone, replaced by worries about putting food on the table and keeping a roof overhead. Savings, if any existed, dwindled rapidly as families desperately tried to make ends meet. Lines at soup kitchens and bread lines grew longer with each passing day, a stark testament to the widespread hunger and desperation that gripped the nation. Faced with such dire circumstances, Americans were forced to find new ways to cope. Families learned to stretch their meager resources, making do with less and finding creative ways to survive. Waste not, want not became a mantra in households across the country. Clothes were patched and repatched, shoes resold until they could be resold no more, and every scrap of food was used to nourish hungry families. The economic crisis fostered a spirit of resourcefulness and resilience, as people found ways to adapt and survive in the face of adversity. Section 5. Use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. This popular saying of the time reflected the ingenuity and determination of Americans facing hardship. Bartering, the age-old practice of exchanging goods and services without the use of money, experienced a resurgence. Farmers traded their produce for haircuts or repairs, while seamstresses mended clothes in exchange for a sack of potatoes or a dozen eggs. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing what little they had and relying on each other for support. The economic hardship was felt acutely in urban centers, where factories stood idle and unemployment lines stretched for blocks. Cities that were once symbols of progress and prosperity now grappled with poverty and despair. The glamour of the Roaring '20s seemed like a distant memory as the reality of the Great Depression set in. Yet, even in the face of adversity, the spirit of community and resilience endured. While cities struggled, rural America offered a glimmer of hope. Farmers, though not immune to the economic downturn, had access to land and the ability to grow their own food. Many families who had left their farms for the promise of city life returned to the countryside, seeking sustenance and a way to make a living. The land, once toiled by their ancestors, provided a lifeline during these difficult times. Families grew vegetables, raised chickens, and relied on their own labor and ingenuity to survive. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act and the subsequent Great Depression serve as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of the global economy and the unintended consequences of protectionist policies. The lessons learned during this tumultuous period in American history continue to resonate today. The dangers of trade wars, the importance of international cooperation, and the need for sound economic policies are as relevant now as they were then. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century global economy, it is imperative to remember the lessons of the past. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act stands as a cautionary tale, a reminder that protectionist policies can have devastating and far-reaching consequences. By studying history, understanding the factors that led to past economic crises, and embracing policies that promote global cooperation and free trade, we can strive to create a more stable and prosperous future for all.